dear students, welcome back to the session. In today's session, I will be explaining another C++ program that makes use of the concept of default arguments. Okay, have a look at the question. Write a C++ program to compute what? To compute simple interest. To compute a simple interest using default arguments. Okay, have a look at the program. So here, this is what you are noticing. This is what the main program, and this is what the sub program to calculate simple interest. Okay, have a look at here. The first line is identified with a beautiful header file called as hash include within the angular bracket iostream.h, stands for input output stream header file. Then comes next, this particular line is called as a function prototype with the two default arguments. As you can see here, this particular line, the second line of the program, this is nothing but a function prototype with two default arguments. There you need to concentrate this and this. Okay, two default arguments. That is what this entire program I am going to make use of the default arguments. See, float is the return type specifier. Simple interest is the name of the function. Inside the parenthesis, some three arguments: float p, then int t is equals to 1, comma, float r is equals to 10.25. Once again, I'll repeat. Float is the return type specifier. Simple interest is the name of the function. Within the parenthesis, some three arguments: float p, comma, int t is equals to 1, comma, float r is equals to 10.25, close parenthesis, end with the semicolon. This particular line is called as function prototype with two default arguments. This is time is equal to 1 and rate of interest is equal to 10.25. There you can see here the comment line. Function prototype with two default arguments. The two arguments are t is equal to 1 and r is equal to 10.25. Followed. So function prototype always ends with a semicolon. The next line, void main function. Void main function, open flower bracket, some declaration of a variables. Okay. P comma r comma int. P comma r comma int. I'll just make a change here. INTP, because int is a data type. I cannot take int as a variable name, so I'll take it as INTP. Okay, it's here. Fine. So fine, no problem. So P comma R comma int, INTP. Total of three variables. All these three variables are of type float type. P comma R comma int, INTP. It's a complete one word. Don't get confused. Okay. So these three variables are of type float type. And one more variable they took as capital T. Capital T is a variable of type integer data type. Three variables of type float and one variable of belongs to integer type. It's clear? Fine. If you want to use CLR SCR, you can use here CLR SCR, clear screen function. Fine. Okay. Then comes straight away an output message. Cout string insertion within the double quotation, input principal amount. Input principal amount. So I am going to input a value. Say for example 10,000. I will be inputting a value as 10,000. See here the value of P is 10,000. Okay. So 10,000 is stored in which variable? P. Fine. Accepted the value. This cout statement is asking me to provide the value of principal amount. So I gave the value as 10,000. 10,000 is stored in which variable? P variable. Got it? The next line. Cout string insertion. Cout string insertion within the double quotation. Input number of years. Input number of years. Say for example, I am inputting time period as 1, year as 1. So T is equals to how much? 1. Okay, T is equals to 1. 1 is stored in P and 10,000 is stored in P. We have given two values, one for principal, one for time period, right? So the next line, I have a if else condition. If open parenthesis T is equals to 1, I'm just checking the condition. What is the value of T? What value was given by the user? The value given by the user was 1 because I gave time as 1, principal as 10,000. So that value will be substituted in this expression if open parenthesis T is equals to 1. The value of T is 1. 1 is equals to 1. 1 is equals to 1. Condition true. When the condition is true, I have to execute before the else. See, it's a very simple if-else condition. Have a look at once again. See, before checking the condition, we have just accepted the value of principal and we have accepted the time. Principal as 10,000, T as 1. And straight away I am checking the condition, that is what if else. If T is equals to 1, what is the value of T? The value of T is 1. 1 is equals to 1, yes, it is true. When it is true means I am going to execute before the else. I have a function call. This is this particular line which I made a box. This particular line is called as a function call. You need to remember function call with how many arguments? Function call with one argument. There you can see the parenthesis. I am passing 1. Int int because I took the name of the variable as int. The same thing I am using here int. Int is the name of the variable is equals to simple interest is a function name. There you can see here simple interest. It's a complete one word. There is no blank space. Simple interest. Simple interest. Simple interest is a function name. Inside the parenthesis, there you can see here in the parenthesis I am passing what? P. I am passing what? P. What exactly the value of P? Have a look at here. 10,000. 10,000 I am passing from a main program to this subprogram. How many arguments I am passing? Only one argument. There you can see here one argument. The rest of the two arguments are the default arguments. Okay. So directly it makes a jump. Int is equals to int is the name of the variable equal to simple interest is a function name. Inside the parenthesis one argument. What is that argument? Name P. What exactly it contains? 10,000. Directly it makes a jump from calling function to called function. This is what the called function. That is nothing but a subprogram. Fine. So here comes float is the return type specifier. Simple interest is the name of the function. Float is the return type specifier. Simple interest is the name of the function. Inside the parenthesis, have a look at here. Inside the parenthesis, float p, comma int t, comma float r. Once again, read. Float is the return type specifier. Simple interest is the name of the function with the three arguments. Float p, comma int t, comma float r. So what value has been passed from main program to subprogram? P value has been passed. And the rest of two are the default argument. One is T, another one is rate of interest. Okay. So what is the value of T? 1. Here is 1. And rate of interest is 10.25. With those three values, that is 10,000 is the value for principal, and 1 is the time period, and 10.25 is the rate of interest. Followed. So here, using those three values, that is 10,000, 1, and 10.25, will be just multiplying and divide by 100. That is 10,000. See here, 10,000 into 1 into 10.25. This is what the rate of interest. That is what the default argument. Okay. So divided by 100, the cancel. So we'll be getting the answer as 1025. 1025 will be what is this? What is this button? What is this word? Return. Whatever the answer I am going to get in a subprogram, that is going to send back to the a calling function. Calling function. So here it is going to display. Okay. So I should write here int. So it comes here. What answer I got here in the subprogram? 1025. 1025 will be sent back to this main program. Okay. So then comes next. I am going to print the value as cout string insertion within the double quotation. Simple interest is equals to double quotation close. Will print as it is. String insertion. What is this? INTE. The same name, the same variable name. INTE and INTE. What exactly which has been passed from this subprogram to main program? 1025. I am going to print here 1025. For these three values, principal as 10,000, time period as 1, and rate of interest as 10.25. So I got the answer as 1025. This is one case. This is one case. Now we'll explain the same program with another set of value. Okay. So have a look at here. Again, hash include iostream.h is float is the return type specifier. Simple interest is a function name with three arguments: float p, int t is equal to 1, float r is equal to 10.25, close parenthesis, end with semicolon. This particular line is called as a function prototype with the two default arguments. Then comes void main function, open bracket, float p, r, int. P, R, INT. It's a complete one word. There is no blank space. Okay. If you give blank space here, this will be considered as a keyword. Okay. So P, R, int t. End with semicolon. And t is another variable that is of type integer. End with semicolon. Now, again, the cout statement is going to print the message as it is on the output device. Cout string insertion double quotation start. Input principal amount. This time again I am going to input as the value of p as 10,000. The value of p as 10,000. Okay. The next 10,000 is stored in which variable? P variable. Next, cout string insertion input number of years. Okay. Input number of years. This time, last time I gave 1, and this time we have changed explicitly. We have changed the value of time period as 3. Okay. The 3 is stored in which variable? T. Before that, we have accepted the value of principal as 10,000 and 3 is stored in which variable? T. Then comes straight away if else condition. If t is equals to 1, what is the value of t? 3. 3 is equals to 1. 3 is equals to 1. Condition false. 3 is equal to 1. Condition false. When this condition is false, it executes after the else part, because my condition is false. So I'm going to execute after the else part, right? So I have a statement called as cout string insertion input rate of interest. Input rate of interest. This statement is asking me to please provide the value of rate of interest. You have given the value as principal as 10,000, time period as 3. Please provide the value of rate of interest. See, my condition did not match here, so I am executing after the else part. Got the point? So, cout string insertion double quotation start input rate of interest \n. So this time I'll give the rate of interest as 12. The rate of interest as 12. Okay. So accepted. 12 is accepted. 12 is stored in R. Okay. The next INTE. Have a look at here. See this box and this box. Here, this line is called as a function call with one argument, and this line is called as function call with how many arguments? 3 arguments. Okay. Int is equals to INTE is the name of the variable. See here, INTE is the name of the variable is equal to simple interest is the name of function name. Within the parenthesis, how many arguments you are passing from calling function to called function? You are passing 3 arguments. What are those 3 arguments? P, T, R. What value you are passing from calling function to called function? You are passing 3 values. That is 10,000 for principal, and 3 is for time period, and 12 is the rate of interest. These 3 values you are passing from calling function to called function. So when the cursor hits to this particular line, it makes a jump from calling function to called function. It comes here to this particular line. Float is the return type specifier. That means the simple interest is a user-defined function or a subprogram. After calculating this subprogram, we are executing this set of statements in a user-defined function, which is going to return what type of value at the end of the program. It is going to return a float type of answer. That is why I am using the data type as float. Right? Float is the return type specifier. Simple interest is the name of the function. Inside this is three arguments: float p, int t, float r. What values will be copied to these three variables? That is 10,000 will be copied to p, and 3 will be copied to t, and 12 will be copied to r. Okay, 10,000 is for p, and 3 is for time, and 12 is for r. Using those three set of values, I just manipulated. Okay, open large bracket, return p into t into r divided by 100. I'll substitute the value, that is 10,000 into 3 into 12 divided by 100. We'll be getting the answer as 3,600. We'll be getting the answer as 3,600. That 3,600 will be sent back to the calling function for this. Okay, from this we have skipped and we have executed the user-defined function, and at the end I got the answer as 3,600. That is what I am returning back to the calling function. So in the next, see out string insertion within the double quotation starts here. Simple interest will print as it is. Double quotation closes here. String insertion. What is this? Int. Here I am going to print the value as 3,600. That is what I got the answer, right? 3,600. So, and last, close flower bracket. This close flower bracket indicates end of C++ program. Still, if you want to use here, you can use get function. The usage of get function is when you just compile the program and run the program. There you will be getting your console black screen. There you are inputting the values. Once you input the value of principal amount, time period, rate of interest, it won't, once you press the enter, after inputting those three values, once you press the enter, it won't come back to the blue screen program. It will retain in the same screen and will be seeing the output. For that purpose, we'll write the get function here. Okay. You can just change the value and you can analyze the same program. Okay. Thank you for watching this video.